I guess I got to remember to hit go live.
See, the people are asking if we're on the air tonight.
Ah, man. I hit streaming. I didn't realize you got to hit that second button, too.
No worries.
My bad. It's live now. Hopefully it goes back and starts where we started.
Hope so, too. Are we good now? Okay, we're good now.
Did it go back to where we started?
Did it go back to where we started?
Is it showing this, or is it showing...
No, it's just showing the ads.
Showing the ads?
Yeah.
So it didn't go back to...
Coach size or anything.
Okay, so we got to do that all over.
We can do it at halftime if we need to.
We got time right now. We can do a quicker version.
Okay.
Welcome all. Tasker Arena. Lance Crenshaw, Bryan, Coltrane here. Hobbs Lady Eagles versus the Artesia Bulldogs, and it's going to be a great game. We have ourselves an athletic team here at Artesia, but what are you concerned about tonight, Lance?
Honestly, not much. I think this is a game where the subs get in early. It could get ugly early, while Artesia has a decent program for 4A. Hobbs is just top-notch right now, and there's no team in this state that's going to compete with them, especially on their home court.
Coach Sias talked a little bit pregame with us yesterday and talked about these Artesia Bulldogs. Let's hear what Coach Sias has to say.
Bryan Coltrane here with Coach Sias. We're going to talk about Artesia. We have Artesia coming up tonight. And what do you think of this team coming in? They've got an okay record, middle of the road, and Artesia typically have a pretty good program.
Yeah,
Delayed just a little bit though, right? Not much?
I know that the other day
Okay, we're good now. I got to remember that for next time.
No worries. I think we adjusted quite well.
Yeah, nobody knows the difference. It just seems like a late start.
Yep. There it is.
From last year. They play hard. They play well. I really enjoy teams that play from start to finish and give you everything they got. They're going to definitely bring that.
Is there anybody on that team that kind of stands out that you feel that you need to focus on?
Well, I know that they're bringing their coach back. I can't recall her name, but she's coming back, and she gave us some tips last year. She had to go up against Anaya Joseph last year, but now she has to go up against the two-headed monster with Kendall and Jayla, so she's going to have her hands full. But I know that from watching some game film on these kids that their guards are playing extremely well this year. They're a lot better team than their record might state, you know what I mean? So I know that they're doing some
I did it again, I'm sorry.
Whatever they're working for them. We're going to have to play good tomorrow, or tonight actually.
Coach, with this being the last game before we start district, but is there anything that we're tuning up on, kind of focusing on? What is our real focus in practice these days?
Well, it's more of the details, because we kind of painted the picture of what the team could look like and stuff like that. So now it just comes down to dotting our I's and crossing like that. So like rebounding,
throw back a bottle of beers.
Like that.
Evidently, that's not what the song is.
No?
No, my kid corrected me.
With Artesia, what do you think?
My children in the band.
Oh, just rebounding and turnovers. To me, anytime you win the rebounding battle, no matter who you're playing against, you're giving yourself a valid chance.
I went to high school with her daddy. He's right there.
One thing we talk about with these kids,
Nice. We should be wrapping up right here in a minute.
Possession from here on out, any mishap from here to the end of the year can send us home and packing, you know what I mean? And that's not the goal. That's not what we're looking forward to. So,
well, 5:30 start, Artesia. Come watch the Hobbs Lady Eagles here on Hobbs Sports Live.
Oh, yeah, go Eagles.
Welcome back, Tasker Arena, Lance. And, Coach Sias says it best. They have an athletic post. We have two athletic posts. Great on defense, can actually draw you away from the basket, spread you out. What do you see happening today's game with that post matchup?
I see Jayla David and Kendall Cunningham really taking over down low. Not to take or discredit any of the posts from Artesia. I think the Hobbs Lady Eagles are going to be an overwhelming team tonight.
And I think the biggest thing is the inside-outside play, and something I've mentioned before is that you never know who the leading scorer is going to be for the Lady Eagles. It could be any team, it could be any player, and you don't know what's going to happen. One day Hargrove gets hot from outside, and you try to adjust to that. You double-team her. Next thing you know, David's beating you inside. Cunningham's out-rebounding it. It's actually just a really complete team.
They can attack you from all sides of the floor, playing the high-low with Cunningham and David, and then the three guards outside with Mojica, Brett Clay, who's a slasher.
And let's talk about Mojica, because Mojica did something last game. I was looking at the newspaper, and Mojica, she I think tied the all-time record for three-pointers in a game.
6. I think she had 6.
Yeah. That is amazing. The Kai Mojica, great job. She was our player of the game, our IHOP player of the game last week, and you can't help but really root for that kid. Really good kid.
And like you mentioned earlier, that could have been Brent Hargrove. That could have been Brett Clay. The girls are so interchangeable on this team, and they're so unselfish that any player can lead the team in scoring.
Absolutely. We have a couple seconds left here before they bring the teams out for starting lineups. We're going to throw it to our sponsor page. We'll be back in just a minute on Hobbs Sports Live.
Good transition.
Like how I threw the player card up.
That was perfect,
that
dude.
Classy. Just so classy.
Our broadcast looks so much better. So much better.
Yes, sir. We'll come back about halfway through the starters, and then
Name them.
we'll face them. Then I'll throw Artesia starters up for you, and then Hobbs starters, and rock and roll. Okay. Welcome back to Tasker Arena. Hobbs Lady Eagles, Artesia Lady Bulldogs. Want to apologize to all you that got to hear us talking in between. We're still figuring this stuff out. And there's an amazing amount of equipment and design. I really thank Branson Coltrane for helping us with this because, man, this is complex. This is actually like a real TV studio that we're running it from, which allows us to do all of these intercuts that we're doing.
And crammed up here with 2 other media entities, we're making it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing the Hobbs song, and I tell you what, it's always good to hear that and see the fans get involved. And as always, the Taskervich Band. I got to throw a bone out there, man. That is something you don't see everywhere, and the spirit that this band has is amazing.
Oh, best band in the state, hands down.
Yeah. Both teams coming onto the floor for introductions. First, we're going to go ahead and throw starters for the Artesia Bulldogs. And, Lance, who do we got?
We got point guard number 11, Audrey Velo. Number 21, Coda Beltran. 23, Kimber Beltran. I assume those girls are sisters. Number 25, Jenna Whitmire. And number 32, Hattie Harrison.
And Hattie Harrison is the one that we were talking about pregame, that the post that the Hobbs coaching crew says is a player that they're kind of watching out for tonight, and they say she's very athletic and she plays long, and So our posts are going to have our hands full tonight.
Yeah, 5'10" sophomore. We got a lot of girls on the Hobbs Lady Eagles that are sophomores, class 2025, so it should be a good matchup.
Yep, absolutely. As the Lady Bulldogs are donning their Rhodey oranges with some black stripe on the side and the black numerals tonight, all of them wearing white shoes as they're being introduced. And Hobbs Lady Eagles now up to be introduced. Let's look at the starters for the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
We got number 14, Brett Clay. Number 15, Nakaya Mojica. Number 22, Kendall Cunningham. Number 23, Jayla David. Number 20, Bryn Hargrove. Same stars has been pretty much the entire season.
Yeah, absolutely. They are missing Aliana Armitage this game. She's injured with that foot injury from last game, and you did get an update from the coaching staff on her condition.
Yeah, it's a pretty severe ankle injury. Don't know if she's going to be back to start district next week. In my opinion, she may be back for the district tournament, but more than likely ready for the state tournament.
And she's a great ball handler and a good defensive player, gets after people, and I think they're gonna miss her, miss the depth,
Most definitely, but it's going to give other girls a chance to step up, like Kaysen Muniz and Madison Zepeda to step up.
And I was really impressed with Muniz in the last game. She really stepped up. I mean, you talk about the next player up. She did that job, and she stepped in, hit a couple of good baskets for us, played good defense, and didn't hurt the team being on the floor at all.
And you can see how her game has progressed as the season, as the only 8th grader on the squad. Coming out early, being a little nervous, but as each game's gone on, she's gotten better.
The 3-man referee crew is on the floor as we are getting set for the jump tonight. And the camera angles, we got 2 cameras here. We got a left and right camera, and let me transition to this so that you can see. The jump's going to be the only thing that's kind of awkward because we don't have the middle of the floor covered quite as good as the other ones, but yeah, give me a second here to get that on. I apologize here, but the right camera as the Hobbs Lady Eagles get it right side. Here comes Hargrove around the back. She's going to spin it out to Mojica, working against the zone into the corner. Hargrove, they're going to give up that corner 3, and it's going to be out of bounds. They're going to call actually a foul. It's going to be a block call against Artesia.
Yeah, that was kind of a late call. I thought she stepped out of bounds. There was contact.
Well, I think that it would have been out of bounds on us, and the guy realized if he didn't call it, he had to give it to Artesia. That wouldn't quite been fair. So here's Hargrove, top of the key. Working around the H, left side, Clay. Clay back to Hargrove. They're playing catch. Hargrove works to the right side now. Artesia in a 1-3-1 zone. Actually, looks like they're running a matchup zone here because they do have their 4 kind of chasing both ends of the baseline, so it looks like it's a matchup zone here for Artesia.
I think they're trying to throw Hobbs off by playing the matchup zone. We haven't seen this much this year.
Absolutely. Hargrove, top of the key, right side, Clay. Into the corner, Hargrove. Waits for the ball, gets it. Next, it's going to be thrown away. Clay tries to force it to the corner, and here comes Artesia. Artesia across the timeline, left side. Top of the key. Artesia working against the man-to-man. Into the corner, Beltran. Beltran, top of the key to Velo. Velo hands it to Harrison, who steps out in 3-point land. Beltran back to Velo. Right side, Beltran. They're trying to work it. Lady Eagles in the zone now. Right side. Check that left side. Long 3. Artesia hits it.
Yeah, nice 3 there. Nice shot. Good looking form. Quick timeout from Coach Karp.
Coda Beltran hits that 3. It's 3-0 Artesia. And the Lady Eagles are down here as we take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back in just a moment on the Lady Eagles Basketball Network. Welcome back to Tasker. Lady Eagles bringing the ball in. Down 3-0 as Beltran hits that corner 3 to get them started.
Yeah, slow start for the Lady Eagles. A little miscommunication there on defense.
Lady Eagles bringing across the timeline. Mojica into Cunningham. Cunningham backdoor pass. Hargrove. Reverse layup, no good. Rebound into Beltran's hands. Beltran up the court. Comes across the timeline. Beltran checked by Mojica. Right hands it into the corner to her sister Kimber Beltran. Back over Beltran. She takes another three. No good. Off the glass. Going to be off of Brett Clay's hands. Out of bounds. Artesia basketball.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get that wing three shot off. That's 2 in a row there.
Artesia to inbounds here into pressure. It's going to come up top to Kimber Beltran. Near side to Velo. Velo checked by Mojica. Velo hands it over to Coda Beltran. Coda Beltran tries to force it in. It's going to be stolen away. Here comes Hargrove. Hargrove across the timeline. Crossover dribble. Hargrove looking in the corner for Clay here. Hargrove to Cunningham into the zone. Cunningham's going to walk with it. And Lady Eagles having a little bit of trouble with this matchup zone right now.
Yeah, as soon as Cunningham got the ball there, you saw 3 Artesia Lady Dogs collapse on her, and she just bad footsteps trying to get the ball out to Mojica.
Now Artesia wants to talk. We had 2 timeouts in the first 2 minutes of the game here. We'll go ahead and keep it here and talk a little bit of basketball. You know, one thing about that matchup zone, you know, Coach Casal is the old Eagle that coached here for many years, I think 15 years. He was a big fan of that matchup zone. There's a lot of teams that don't recognize the matchup, and it's difficult for a lot of coaches to adjust to it. You have to almost have a specific set for it and prepare for it.
Well, sometimes, you know, with Hobbs being as athletic as they are, Artesia had to do this in order to compete in this game.
Sure.
They had to think of something different. How are we going to offset Hobbs' scores?
And, you know, that's one thing. Once we make our adjustments and start attacking it correctly, you know, the same skill set's going to come out. But we're going to have to go ahead and start doing that because right now we're trailing and we haven't looked sharp on offense yet. It's going to come together.
No, very sluggish so far.
Back on the floor, Hobbs extending their press out against Artesia here. Artesia against the press. Beltran flips it near side to Whitmire. Back over to Kimber Beltran. Top of the key to Velo. Velo, right side to Coda Beltran. Coda crosses over. She's going to hand it to Velo. They've got it extended way out to the H. Eagles playing man-to-man, and they're coming all the way out on him. Working against Clay. Here comes Beltran into the corner. Going to flip it back up to her sister, top of the key. Kimber Beltran right over to Coda Beltran.
Pass and cut offense looked like Artesia maybe was trying to stall the game, just look for an open shot.
Yeah, it does look like that. Beltran checked by Clay. Velo. Beltran, right wing extended. Having trouble dribbling against Mojica. She picks it up. She's dead right now, and they're going to jump it, and she throws it away. And see, that's the problem when you try to get out in that 4 corners kind of offense, and you get trapped just once, and then all of a sudden everybody starts jumping those passes.
Very true. And Mojica with great on-the-ball pressure there as well.
Here comes Hargrove across the timeline. Hargrove, crossover dribble, attacking the zone. Flips it out Mojica in the corner. Mojica, top of the key. Cunningham into the corner. Clay, back to Cunningham. Cunningham, drop step from about 6, and Cunningham has it. 2 on the board for her.
Good inside-outside play there. I'd like to see Kendall get that ball and don't take that dribble, just go straight up.
Tied up immediately. Mojica gets in there and ties it up. Jump ball. Lady Eagles will have it. Actually, it's going to be Artesia basketball. Mojica jumped in there and said, give it to me, and it wasn't their turn.
That's 2 good pressure defensive stops by Mojica, though.
Yeah. They're going to abandon the press here and let Artesia come across the timeline. Artesia on the attack. Near side, Beltran. Hands it to her sister, right-handed. Over to Velo. Velo's all the way out in the corner. Yeah, 4 corners off. It's actually 5 out here. Velo's going to attack and dribble. She's on the floor. It's a walk, no call. Goes over the top. They're going to get it to the post, who's going to miss there. As Beltran puts one off the glass, and Cunningham redirects it a little bit. Here's Mojica. Mojica goes to David. David off the iron. Controlled by Velo. Near side to Beltran. And that one's going to go out of bounds, Lady Eagles basketball. And I apologize for the camera transitions. First time we've ever done this where we're transitioning from two different cameras on the fly here. So apologize for
Bear with us.
Yeah,
We're going to get
this
there.
is a brand new experiment here. We're trying to get to the best coverage we can, and it takes a little practice, and we haven't done that. Not really a way to practice it live. Backdoor pass. That's going to be Clay. Clay's going to go up off the glass, and a basket for the Lady Eagles.
Good look by Hargrove to get that ball down to Clay.
Artesia, that looked like a walk
That
there.
was travel, yeah.
Yeah, it comes across the timeline. Artesia on the attack here. Clay steps it out. Mojica closes out Velo. Velo under pressure to Beltran. Beltran, they're trying to slow things down here, and they're having trouble. Ball's on the floor, and it's going to be a jump ball, and that'll be Lady Eagles basketball here.
Trying to find out where the jump ball was. Looked like Brett Clay had full possession of that ball.
It did. Clay inbounds to Mojica. Mojica comes across the timeline. Comes up to David. David into the corner. Mojica for three. She's got it with the right hand.
Great inside-outside game. David seeing the opportunity to see a wide-open Mojica on the corner, and she
Here's Artesia on the press across the timeline. Artesia on the attack. Backdoor pass into the corner. Comes out top of the key. Beltran. Beltran hands it over to her sister Coda Beltran. Top of the key. It goes to Whitmire. Whitmire in trouble. Goes back to Beltran. Clay's on her. Clay fights through a pick. Beltran, top of the key. Second pick. And they're going to get a foul on that one.
That's got to be a block on Artesia. Oh, they're going to call it against Brett Clay.
Well, she didn't move at all. She set the pick, gave her room, and didn't move. Clay actually stopped. I wouldn't call that a flop so much, but Clay didn't really get all of her. But referee got the foul call there. Inbounds to Whitmire into the corner. Whitmire tries to go over the top. David with the steal. David to Mojica across the timeline. Mojica. Cunningham. Cunningham spins it around to Mojica. Mojica backdoor. Hargrove. Hargrove short two. Got it.
Ball movement. Great ball movement.
9-3, Lady Eagles. Stolen away by Clay on the inbounds.
Oh,
it's going to be a foul call. That's number 2 on Clay. Oh, my.
I don't know about that one. They both have a right to go for that ball.
And Clay's going to come to the floor, and substitution quickly onto the floor. I believe that's Muniz.
That is. No glasses. Sans glasses.
Uh-oh. Here comes the inbound against the press. Artesia attacking at midcourt. Comes across the timeline. Right side, Beltran. Beltran checked by Hargrove. Check that. That was Muniz out there. Back to Beltran. Muniz on her. Now Hargrove's guarding Velo. Velo trying to go around the back. She loses the dribble. Going over the top. Stolen away by Cunningham. Cunningham on the run. Transitions across half court. Here comes Mojica. Into the corner. Muniz looks at it. Decides to pass it around. And that's going to be a block call there on Artesia. They got into her quite a bit.
Yeah, trying to shift there on the ball fake from Mojica, and she got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, she's kind of grabbing her knees there a little bit. Mojica across the timeline, and she takes it from the backcourt. Goes to David. David looks for the backdoor pass, not there. A lot of pressure, and they're going to get a foul. I think a push off on Jayla David.
Yeah, it looked like she extended that right elbow to get space, and right there in front of the ref.
And that's one thing, when you attack the high post like that against the matchup zone, you're going to have to keep that ball high. You can't keep it low for the guards.
Absolutely.
Substitution for the Lady Eagles. Madison Zepeda on the floor as Mojica gets a rest. Near side Beltran attacking the press. Comes across half court. Velo loses the dribble. Goes to Beltran. Beltran looking across court. She has her sister. Three, no good. Rebounded by Hargrove, and they're off to the races. Hargrove spins it ahead. Lady Eagles on the run, misses the layup. Kendall Cunningham is there to clean it up. Lady Eagles with another basket. It's 11-3. Press is extended. Artesia comes across half court. There's nobody there. As Beltran tries to go toward the corner, gives it out to Velo. Swings it around. Three from the left side.
That's
Got
the
it.
second of the game, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go to Beltran over there for 3 in the left corner.
Nice quick release on that shot as well.
Lady Eagles. Cunningham spins, fires, no good.
Almost a forced shot there by Kendall.
Cross the timeline, left side, long 3, no good. Ball's up. Rebound by Cunningham. Cunningham brings it up herself, loses it out of bounds. Lady Eagles retain possession.
You know, Hobbs playing kind of sluggish right now. Even though they have an 11-6 lead, looks like there's not the same rotations they need on defense as there was last time we played, but it's been a week and a half since the last game.
Yeah, that's true. 11-6, Lady Eagles lead here. Hargrove spins it, tries to go David back door, and that one's going to be thrown away. And I apologize. I'm going to have to get better at this camera thing. Not used to doing this on the fly, so I apologize. I missed that one too.
We're going to get there.
You're going to get there, absolutely. 11-6 your score. Lady Eagles are up here at the end of the first quarter. We're back in just a moment on the Lady Eagles Basketball Network on Hobbs Sports Live. Welcome back, Tasker Arena. Lady Eagles up 11-6 here at the end of the first quarter. And Hobbs Lady Eagles, coming out with a little bit of struggle here just to start the second quarter. Only up 5. This is something they're not used to.
Yeah, but, in the past, the Lady Eagles have been known to start slow in the first quarters of games.
Quick 3 by Beltran right off the bat.
Wow.
She's got it. It's a 2-point ball game. Hargrove, left side, bounce pass, got Cunningham, top of the key, back to Cunningham. Cunningham spins through the lane, right hands it up, off the glass. She's got it.
Good in and out, too. She also had Mojica on the backside if she would have got doubled there. Good read by Kendall.
Here comes Artesia, attacking zone. Velo, around the back, she's going to drive. Mojica's all over her. She goes back door. Ball's loose. They're trapped in the corner. They're going to throw it out. Here's Velo. Beltran wants another one. She's feeling it, man. That's her fourth
fire.
That's her fourth one, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just the Lady Eagles aren't calling switch on the screen or rotation or what, but 4 threes in the first half for Vela.
Near side, Hargrove works it out of the corner. Backside, Clay goes to Cunningham. Into David. David's going to flip it out. Hargrove has a 3 off the iron. Brett plays there. She's going to swipe it off the glass. Mojica finds a cutter, and David right near the basket. David scores, and David's fouled.
Nice and one. The muscle right there to go up and get that extra basket, now going to the free throw line. And I mispronounced. It wasn't Vela. It was Beltran to hit those threes. My apologies.
Yes, yeah, Beltran, number 21. That's Coda Beltran. David with a chance to get the trifecta here. Right hands it up. She's got it. 16-12, your score. Lady Eagles up. Artesia working against the press. They come near side, Beltran. To Velo. Velo loses it in the corner. And we got a whistle here. They're going to call it a jump ball. Let's go to the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, they're getting out there on those wings now, try to prevent that wide open three-point shot.
Substitution onto the floor, number 15, Myra Jimenez for Artesia. Across the timeline. Cunningham into the corner. Hargrove for three. Off the iron. Controlled by Artesia.
Good look at the basket, just a little short in the shot.
Artesia across the timeline. Jimenez is going to spin it out, to Velo, who's going to throw up an air ball. Ball's loose. They're going to say it's Artesia's.
And it looks like Artesia's been solely dependent on the three-point shot.
The couple times they've tried to go inside, it's been swatted away or redirected. Zepeda back on the floor for the Lady Eagles. Ball's loose, collision, and they're going to give it to Artesia. I think Mojica lost her glasses on that one. Well, they signaled Artesia, and then they gave it to Hobbs.
Uh-oh, now we got a conversation.
Yeah. I may not be a referee, but I did stay at Holiday Inn Express last night.
There you go.
Here's the inbound. Cross-court pass going to be knocked away by Zepeda. And they're going to give it to Artesia.
That came off. That was off number 15.
Zepeda got in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Zepeda redirect it. Now they're going baseline with it.
Yep, Hobbs.
And they're giving it to Hobbs. All right, we'll take it.
Yes, Zepeda touched it, but she wasn't the last one to touch it.
There we go. Here comes Mojica. She reaches the H, crosses the timeline, and gets the offense started. Left side, Zepeda. Zepeda looking for Mojica in the corner. She's going to go underneath Cunningham. Great look. That's what you wanted there. Just needed to lead her a little bit more.
Yeah, and Cunningham needs to get that seal a little better, too, on the backside to get that entry pass.
Mojica to inbound. Goes over the top. Got David. David back to Mojica. Hey, she's going to take a three. Left hands, right hands it up from the left side and got it.
Second three for Mojica in the game as the Lady Eagles stretch their lead to 7.
19-12 your score. Ball's loose coming across half court here. And they're going to get a foul. It's going to go against the Lady Eagles. Here's Artesia checking right to left. Artesia on the fly here to Velo. Velo spins around, loses it. Lady Eagles with it.
Great defense by Zepeda.
Cunningham coming ahead. She's got Mojica. Mojica backdoors it to Zepeda. It's loose. Going to be out of bounds. It's going to be Artesia basketball.
Yeah, good defense by Zepeda there to cause the turnover. Then, unfortunately, lost the ball back on the offensive side.
Hargrove in for Mojica here. Artesia has a sub too, but nobody's buzzing yet. As Whitmire returns for Artesia. Artesia using the UCLA press break here. It's not going to work as it's stolen away by Hargrove. She's going to go off the glass.
Nice touch.
Player got under her. There's no call.
It's a good finish by Hargrove.
Absolutely. Artesia across the timeline attacking. Comes out to Jimenez. Jimenez around a pick. She's going to float. It's going to be knocked away by Cunningham. Hargrove has it. And they're going to get her in the backcourt. And that'll be a foul against Artesia.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that foul, Hobbs is going to score really quick on another fast break.
Substitution for the Lady Eagles. Onto the floor, number 34, Alana Bolton.
Bolton hasn't seen much playing time this year. Plays solely, mostly on the JV, but getting some time right now.
Lady Eagles. To Bolton. Bolton back to Clay. Clay gives it to Cunningham. Cunningham for three off the iron. Bolton's going to slap it away. Hargrove drops it into Cunningham's hands. Cunningham spins in trouble. A lot of contact. Ball's on the floor. Here comes Artesia. Artesia across the timeline. Left side Jimenez. Jimenez into the attacking zone. Throws it underneath. And they're going to get a layup from Whitmire as she had the seal on Clay there.
Yeah, Clay was on the wrong side of the ball right there, leading to the easy shot by Whitmire.
Right side into the corner. Hargrove finds Cunningham. She's got one-on-one. She's going to go up, and Cunningham's going to get fouled.
I like to see that from Cunningham, but I just wish she would that extra dribble isn't needed with her size.
Yeah,
Square up,
don't
go
need to put it
to
down
the
where
rim.
the guards can get it, you know.
Most definitely.
Yeah. And she's been much better about that this year, to be honest.
True.
Yeah, she has improved greatly about that, but she did do that there. Here's Cunningham's opportunity at the free throw line. She takes it and makes it. Artesia brings 2 on, 2 off.
Game's a little closer than we thought it was going to be so far. The Lady Eagles only holding an 8-point lead here midway through the second quarter.
Yeah. Well, once they figure it out, that's when you usually see it roll. But see what happens here is Cunningham misses the second one. Ball's loose. They're going to give it to Hobbs. Lady Eagles basketball under the attacking basket. Into Clay. Clay's going to drive. Right hands it up off the glass. No good, but we have a foul on the floor. I think Clay's going to the line to shoot 2 here.
Yeah, good aggressive attack by Clay, reading the defense and scooting down the middle of the lane, getting that layup attempt.
Yep, absolutely. First one's up and no good.
Clay finished with a double-double last game. I believe she had 14 points, 11 rebounds against Las Cruces High. So far, she's got 2 points in this game. Now she's got 3.
Second one's up, and it's good. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout, too. Hobbs 23, Artesia 14 on the Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball Network. Into the corner, Beltran, right hands, and she's got another one from the corner there. Left side. They're going to work it. It's going to be loose. Zapata loses it. Artesia off and running. Here comes Whitmire. Ran down from behind. Misses the layup. David's guy's there. They're going to go over her back to get it.
How is that not
Oh,
a foul?
my Lord. And we got an injury. My Lord. Not sure how that occurs. David's still on the floor.
David hurt her back last week against Las Cruces, really fell hard on the floor. The fact that wasn't called a foul or jump ball or something really shocks me. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, she's gotten up. Got to worry about her.
Guys, once again, we apologize for the no audio. We're learning on the fly here. Mr. Coltrane here is doing a lot with switching to camera views and whatnot. So please be patient. We are going to get this down. It's going to be the best broadcast that we have.
And it's the way this is working, and you're switching between the different camera views, and you're running the sound all at one point. Usually, you have another person that's doing, and most broadcasts will have an engineer that's handling that back at the station, not broadcasting at the same time. So it's going to take a little bit of practice to get down. Hopefully, by the end of the game, I have this down. Here's Clay on the attack. She gets her own rebound, misses. She'll get fouled and go to the line.
It's like they're. Coach Seiss over there checking on Jayla David after she came out of the game. Hopefully she's going to be all right.
Clay will go to the line here to shoot 2. 23-19. Artesia hanging around here. As Clay misses the first one.
Artesia's still hanging around here. Only down by 4 in the second half against the number 1 team in the state in Class 5A.
Here's a second opportunity from Clay. It's up and good.
Artesia running a little bit of press here. Hobbs running a little bit of press here.
Artesia across the timeline. Here's Velo. Velo crossover dribble around the back. Zapata all over her. Velo tries to take it herself. It's going to be off the glass. Ball's loose. Artesia comes down with it. Stuck in the lane. No 3-second call yet. There's Beltran, top of the key. Velo. They reset. Velo around the back. She tries to get in the lane. Throws up a wild one. Air ball. And Clay does a great job blocking out there.
Good pressure by Hargrove. They're on the 2-3 zone, and they rotate it around. Good pressure defense to create that turnover.
Across the timeline, Lady Eagles. A 3 from the corner. It's Hargrove. She drains it.
Nice shot. Good to see Bryan get back on track there.
Here comes the attack from Artesia.
That's going to be Brett Clay's third foul.
Oh, my. She's going to have to come to the bench here.
But it was like the first foul that was called there. It didn't look like a true foul. She has a right to go for the ball. They just got it on Brett this time.
Lady Eagles up 27-19 here. Lead is 8, which matches the highest lead of the game. Artesia goes under looking for Hattie Harrison, stolen away. Lady Eagles on the run. Across the timeline. Lady Eagles on the attack.
Good look, just a little too hot from that pass from Mojica to Cunningham down low.
Yeah. Lady Eagles on defense here. They go up right-handed layup, attacking. And
good block by Cunningham.
Yeah, Cunningham throws it up into the bench there.
Don't bring that weak stuff in here.
David back on the floor. That's a good sight to see.
Yeah, that's really good. She's had issues with that back last season as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Artesia to inbounds.
Good
Find somebody
block.
in the middle.
Give me that.
Redirected. Lady Eagles on the run. Hargrove, right side. Stutter steps. Euros. And got it with the right hand.
Great finish. Great Euro. Great footwork.
Here's Artesia. A little more activity from the press here. Whitmire spins it out. Artesia on the attack. Comes across the timeline. Backdoor pass. It's loose. Into the corner. Long 3. Up, in, and out. And the rebound is by David. David's going to get tied up. She's on the floor again.
Battling down there with Whitmire. Whitmire looks like she's a pretty strong girl. Definitely holding her own against David and Cunningham.
And Whitmire doesn't have the size. I mean, she's not a tall girl by any means. We're in the bonus here, so this is going to send her to the line to shoot 1-on-1. Jayla David steps up. Now, I tell you what, that's one thing that we do have the advantage on is fouls early in this game. That may factor into the second half as David makes the first.
Yep, I think so too. Good-sized crowd for this game as well, showing up.
Yep. Of course, you got the boys to follow. Here's David's second opportunity with the right hand. She's got that one as well.
Hobbs in that trapping press. Artesia really hasn't had many problems, though, breaking it.
Artesia across the timeline, cross-court pass. At the H, Vela steps out and goes to Beltran. Beltran in trouble. She's going to give it back to Velo. Hobbs Lady Eagles back into that Syracuse zone. Into the corner. Beltran acts like she wants it. She doesn't.
Better get a shot off here quick. We're down in the last 2 seconds.
I think they just realized it and threw it up, but nothing doing. Hobbs Lady Eagles 31, the Artesia Lady Dogs 19. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and we're going to go throw it to our sponsors, and Lance talk a little bit about our sponsors here. You're listening to watching the Hobbs Lady Eagles on YouTube.com on the Hobbs Sports Live Network.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by K&O Services of Hobbs, IHOP of Hobbs, E-Tech Environmental and Safety Solutions, and Bryan, we have one more sponsor that I don't have notes for the.
We've got BFF Bears and Friends. I got to see the card when it comes up to get it correctly. But it's a Stuff-A-Bear. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Manny Martinez.
I'm going to show you this. Our player of the game, our IHOP player of the game, is also going to receive a Stuff-A-Bear. And this is from Sevy's BFF, which is Bear Factory and Friends. That's it. I had to get that right there. And this beautiful Hobbs Eagles Stuff-A-Bear. I mean, just amazing little thing. And I tell you what, the girls saw it pregame, and they were like all excited. They all want to be player of the game because this is a pretty neat thing right there. And this is my friend. I'm going to call him Fred.
Fred.
Yep, Fred.
Fred goes to the player of the game. And tonight's player of the game, sponsored by Hop of Hobbs. We'll mention who, and we'll hopefully get an interview with our player of the game once the game is conceded. Also, K&O Services is a licensed and DOT registered trucking company servicing all of Lee County and the Permian Basin. K&O Services has numerous belly dumps and dump trucks to help with transporting needs. In need of a dump truck or belly dump, call Becky at 575-390-9981. Once again, that's K&O Services providing you with all of your transporting and hauling needs. And our IHOP player of the game will be announced after the game. Don't forget about that. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We're going to right those for this second half.
And Lance, I'm going to throw it here. We got a wonderful interview with Chuck Pierce. Hobbs High School now has an academic team, and they're going to be competing in a competition. It's the Hobbs High School. They're going to have a JV team. It's going to be mostly freshmen, and then they're going to end up opening this up to the junior highs as well. It's going to be a full program here. And so I want to go ahead and let you hear from Chuck Pierce talk about this wonderful program they've started here at Hobbs High.
Hello, Bryan Coltrane here. I'm with Chuck Pierce, and we're going to talk about REC7, what it is, and what some of our high school students are doing. Welcome to the show, Chuck. Tell me a little bit about REC7. Share it with our faithful here that watches the show.
Sure. REC7 is an academic competition, kind of in the flavor of Jeopardy of sorts. It's a high school competitive team that has been started at Hobbs High School. Mr. Mates, who's one of our teachers at C-Tech, he is actually the regional director, and he has brought me on board, and we're trying to recruit you on board also. But we're going to be leading the team to compete and then state competitions and maybe even nationally.
So how many students are currently involved in this, and what are you looking to expand it to as you go forward?
Currently, we have about 6 that are committed to our team. Some more that we're in conversation with. Really trying to reach out to some more of our freshmen. The goal is to develop this year a varsity team, and then next year to have a JV team. Then beyond that, into getting into the middle schools to start preparing them for competition at the middle school level.
Can you give me an example of what kind of questions would be asked, and what would it be like for the students?
Sure. The students compete in kind of a fastest buzzer type of scenario questions, where the game moderator will post the question and read it out loud. The students can buzz in at any time to represent their school. 5 students participate at any one time. Typically, there's multiple schools, 3, 4, 5, 6 schools competing in a competition. The questions they range from science questions, math questions, geography questions, even geopolitical, current world type things. It's really pretty broad, but definitely challenging, and definitely for students who are more in the advanced side of their education, looking for something to do that's kind of fun and competitive.
Yeah. Another great way Hobbs Schools gets involved with helping students with their future, getting them involved in RAC 7. I think it's going to be a great venture, and look forward to possibly having some of these students on and maybe grilling them a little bit and having a little bit of fun with it. Maybe even be able to get it covered for you guys so you can watch live when they do compete. But thank you for your time, Chuck. I appreciate you coming on the show, and we're going to go ahead and share it with our viewers. But thanks, guys.
All right.
Welcome back, Tasker Arena, Lance, Crenshaw, Bryan, Coltrane, and I tell you, the 31-19 your score of the Hobbs Lady Eagles, pulling away there a little bit in the second quarter, but Artesia hanging around.
Yeah, and Hobbs still not playing up to their potential. I'm sure Coach Carpenter and Coach Seiss had some choice words for the girls during the halftime break.
And, both teams coming back on the floor and getting ready to start here third quarter action. Let's go ahead and throw it to the floor as Hobbs Lady Eagles have come down out of the off the bench, rather.
Yeah, it's going to be Hobbs ball coming out of the half.
They'll be attacking on the going the opposite direction now. They'll be attacking right to left.
We got Bryn Hargrove right now leading Hobbs with 9 points. Kendall Cunningham with 7. Nakai Mojica with 6. Very balanced scoring attack for the Eagles. Leading Artesia, number 21, Coda Beltran with 15 points. And I believe 5 of those are from threes. I think all her points are on three-pointers.
Absolutely. Here comes Hargrove to get us started here in the third quarter. And to take it away, here's Lance Crenshaw.
Thanks, Bryan. Hargrove gets the ball back from Mojica. Swings the ball back to Mojica. Artesia playing that extended 2-3 zone. Mojica looks for Jayla David. Flash top key, and David tries to get the ball back to Mojica and turns the ball over. Bello coming back the other way for the Lady Dogs. We got Madsen Zapata starting the second half for the Lady Eagles. Looks like Brett Clay is still on the bench with those 3 fouls. Rebound by Kendall Cunningham. Feeds the ball to a streaking Mojica for the layup. Hobbs scores first here in the second half.
Certainly want to get started with transition like that.
It was a good possession for the Lady Eagles. Artesia bringing the ball back down. That's number 15, Myra Jimenez, who didn't start the game for the Lady Dogs, and she quickly turns the ball over as Hargrove gets a steal. She goes coast to coast. Nice finger roll there, Bryan.
And that's 4 points off a transition in 2 possessions. That's what you want to start off with.
Looks like Hobbs is getting back to their old ways starting this second half. Artesia bringing the ball back down the court. Into the front court. It's number 11, Velo. Top. Go ahead, Cry. I'm sorry.
Artesia has shown so far, but they could frustrate us a little bit by keeping it close. Something we're going to have to work on in practice.
Cross court pass to Coda Beltran, but she had her foot on the sideline. Turnover for the Lady Eagles, and quickly Kaitlin Muniz checks in for Madsen Zapata. Hargrove bringing the ball back to the front court for the Lady Eagles, who lead 35-19. Hobbs working the offense. Hargrove to Mojica. Mojica to David, to Muniz, back to Mojica. Great ball movement. Nice move by Kendall Cunningham with the ball fake and the up and under.
Artesia hadn't even put up any resistance there on that possession.
There's 2 totally different teams coming out here in the second half, Bryan. Muniz with the ball pressure on number 15, Myra Jimenez. Tries to get it down low. Cunningham with the steal. Tried to get it up to Hargrove, but overthrows her, and Artesia coming back the other way. Cross-court pass to Coda Beltran, and she hits another 3.
She single-handedly kept them in the game. Timeout on the floor. Artesia wants to talk things over.
Beltran with 18 of Artesia's 22 points.
We'll be back in just a moment. 37-22 your score. Hobbs Lady Eagles up 15 on the Hobbs Lady Eagles Basketball Network on Hobbs Sports Live. Welcome back. Hobbs Lady Eagles 37, Artesia 22. Lady Eagles get the ball to after that timeout here in I'll tell you what, 18 of the 22 points was Beltran.
Yeah, 5'4" senior Coda Beltran is on fire from outside. 6 3-pointers. Hobbs back the other way. Brent Hargrove with a great dime piece to Jayla David for the layup. Hobbs up 39-22.
David did a great job sealing her off there, having the great position underneath.
Hargrove comes back with the steal. Cross court to a streak of Mojica with the layup, and Hobbs is back going well. Hargrove, several assists and steals in this game to go along with her 11 points. A steal by Cunningham there as well. That's her third steal of the game. Hargrove in the front court, swings the ball to Mojica. Great backdoor pass. Muniz wasn't ready. I think she was too open, Brian.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. It's kind of like the football player that you see all the grass to the end zone. You start to turn too soon and just drop it.
Yep. As a Dallas Cowboys fan, I've seen that way too much. Pressure put on by Muniz, and Hargrove in the backcourt against Velo for Artesia. She gets the ball to 23. Kimber Beltran. Back to Velo, top of the key. And back to Beltran on the wing. Trying to run the high-low there, but Jayla David snuck it out, gets the steal. Hobbs back the other way. Mojica up to Cunningham. Cunningham with the turnaround, doesn't get it, but David with the rebound. Can't get the putback. Ball's off Artesia. Hobbs gets it back.
You know, real aggressive on the boards there. That's what you need, especially when you have advantage where you have posts that are taller than their posts. You really want to crash those boards and make them have to be more fundamentally sound and block you out.
Oh, I agree. Hobbs just has to capitalize on those second chance shots. Ball into Cunningham, swings it back out to Hargrove, who drives with the little finger roll. Comes up short. David battling for the rebound. She gets it and puts it up. Jayla David with the big board.
That was all like personal will. She just willed that ball into her hands.
Tisha coming back the other way. Vela with the ball coming in to the Hobbs Eagle logo. Trying to cross the front court with Muniz applying pressure. Behind the back, swings it over to Beltran. Beltran to pressure, and Muniz got a little frisky there. Gets called with the foul.
And, the Eagles applying that pressure on the perimeter. I think that's what you need. Maybe follow Beltran around a little bit, take away that three.
Yeah, definitely don't give her any more open looks. Cross court to the other Beltran, number 23, and she gets it off the glass. That's Kimber Beltran for three.
And I don't think that was a called shot.
You got to call bank on that. Hobbs come back the other way. Mojica on the wing. Try to get down low to Kendall Cunningham. Great pass. Cunningham can't finish. Kimber Beltran with the rebound. Ball gets over to Coda Beltran, who looks down low. Too high of a pass for number 32, Hattie Harrison. Muniz coming back the other way. Gets it to David. David with the strong move. Called her for a charge. That call could have gone either way.
Oh, my. I tell you what, she didn't get her feet set. She just kind of ran up under her there. And yeah, don't agree with that one.
I agree. I agree with your call that you don't agree because I don't think she was set.
Yeah. But what do I know?
Hobbs in the 2-2-1 press. Velo gets the ball in. Pressure applied by Muniz. Gets across the timeline. Swing over to Beltran. Back to Velo. To Kimber Beltran. Velo over to Coda Beltran. Shot up by Kimber Beltran. It's off. Rebound by Brett Clay, who just came into the game. Clay been in foul trouble in the first half of this game, seeing the first minutes of the second half.
Absolutely. She's a real spark plug when she's on the floor.
Assist from Clay to Hargrove for three. Hargrove last week against a week and a half ago against Las Cruces didn't score well, but had numerous assists in that game. Looks like she's getting her shooting back going in this game. As Jayla David finishes at the rim.
And just like that, you blink, it's 48-25.
Yeah, Hobbs really pulling away. Hargrove with the steal to Mojica. And once again, the balanced scoring from Hobbs. We have three players in double figures. And Hobbs starting to pull away. Muniz putting on pressure, and that's back to Hargrove. To Kimber Beltran, swing to her sister for another three, and she's got it.
My Lord.
I think that's 7 threes for Coda Beltran.
Whistle blown here. I'm not sure what they're discussing.
Well, it's going to be Hobbs' ball.
Well, sometimes you just got to have a conference.
Maybe she was just too on fire and they tried to put her out. Who knows? Because she's been automatic for
You might
three.
check to see how many points she had.
Yeah. She got 21, and Artesia's 28 points, and I believe all those shots are on threes with 7 3-pointers. Hobbs back the other way. Hargrove swings the ball to Muniz, who puts up a three of her own. A little long Mojica with the rebound. Hargrove again for the three. Long again. Looks like it's going to go to Artesia. Lady Eagles leading here 50-28 in the third quarter. Every time the Lady Eagles pull away, Beltran comes down and hits a three.
Yeah, but she's kind of a bit more quiet here in the second half than she was in the first. Not as many opportunities given to her.
True. Zepeda checks in for Muniz. Pressure on Velo. Velo gets the ball across the timeline. Dump pass to Beltran, over to Kimber Beltran. Looking for the high-low down there with Hattie Harrison. Mojica got her low on the wing. Velo top of the key, pressure put on by Zepeda. Swing the ball to Kimber Beltran. High post to Dakota Beltran, back up to Kimber. Pass a little hot. Kimber saves it right into the arms of Nakai Mojica, who comes streaking down the court for the pull-up J and the fast break. It is good. Good shot by Mojica there, Brian.
Yeah, then you know what? She found the spacing and didn't take it too far where the defender could do anything.
Hobbs getting good pressure on the ball here. Artesia better get it across quick and be called for 10 seconds. Zepeda guarding Velo, poking at the ball. That's got to be 10. Artesia got it across just in time. Pressure put on by Hargrove. Caused a turnover by Beltran, and ball coming the other way for the Lady Eagles. 53 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Lady Eagles lead 52-28. Hobbs trying to attack that 2-3 zone. Bad pass by Mojica. Stolen by Whitmire, then stolen back by Hargrove. They call a jump ball here or foul?
Looks like a jump. Didn't see anybody report.
Desiree Vasquez checks in from Mojica. Last 41 seconds here in the third quarter.
Very quiet game, for the Lady Eagles. Not as much energy until the second half here, and not the best performance I've seen from them all season, but certainly taking care of business.
Yeah, not as flashy. It's kind of the game you didn't want to see heading into district next week. Hopefully have some good practices before Tuesday's game at Roswell.
Absolutely.
Turnover for the Artesia Lady Dogs. Hobbs coming back the other way. Hargrove crossing the Eagle logo. Swings the ball to Clay. Clay on the wing. Back to Hargrove. Puts up a three. It's off. Rebound by Zepeda. Gets to Clay. Clay drives. Pull-up jumper a little long. Clay gets her own rebound. Drives again. Kicks it out to Jayla David. David at the buzzer. Shot is long. We go into the fourth quarter. Hobbs leading Artesia Lady Dogs 52-28. Let's go to break, Brian, and check out our sponsors.
Welcome back, 52-28. The Lady Eagles over Artesia. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Lance Crenshaw.
Here we go. We're both the voice of the Eagles. Oh, Hargrove with a bullet pass. That shot almost went in off of Jayla David's head. I think that counts as a shot attempt, Brian.
It does.
Artesia back the other way. 10-3. Vasquez in there battling down low for the rebound. Tries to save it into Zepeda, and foot was on the line.
And I noticed Artesia came out of this break with a lot more intensity. They seem to be a lot more physical than they have been last quarter.
You would think they would have done that in the second half to start the third quarter after being behind by so much. Maybe a little too late for this game. Lady Dogs trying to attack the Hobbs 2-3 zone, hitting the high post, looking for the high-low. David with the stop on Whitmire. Kimber Beltran, number 23 on the outside, back to Velo. Tries to squeeze it into Hattie Harrison, and Brett Clay and Jayla David get a hand on the ball.
I do like that hustle from Jayla David, denying that pass down to the post right there. Good job hopping in front of it.
It's good to see her moving as well as she was when she hurt her back earlier. Lady Dogs get the ball in to the high post. David a force right there. Long three put up by number 11, Audrey Velo, and she connects.
That's her first basket of the game. She's got 3.
Yeah, Lady Eagles lead 52-31. Come back the other way. Hargrove with the ball, guarded by Whitmire. Drives, nice Euro step in the lane. The path of least resistance there. I didn't see anybody stop and try to stop that penetration.
Nobody moved in front of her.
Yeah. That was a travel, not called by the refs. Artesia back the other way. Harrison over to Beltran. Beltran to Velo. And pass too hot for Kimber Beltran. Stolen by Brett Clay. Coming back the other way. Clay kicks out to Zepeda. Looking for Vasquez. Vasquez swings it back out to Clay and to Hargrove for another 3 attempt, and she's got it.
Nice touch there from Hargrove. When she gets hot, very streaky shooter. Boy, nobody can stop her.
Hargrove, 19 points tonight. Brett Clay with a steal. Hargrove with a nice hezzy dribble, gets the ball back to Brett Clay, and Clay with the drive. Nice dish down to David. She's fouled from behind. She'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, 2 more opportunities. That's one thing that Jayla David does do is she does get fouled a lot, and she shoots a lot of free throws. And I'm a big fan of that. I'm a money ball kind of person. I believe in stats. I believe in data, and I really think that the one factor in high school sports that coaches do not value enough is how many times you get fouled, because teams aren't deep in high school.
I agree.
And if you start taking off their best players and making them sit down on the bench, you're now playing against their third string, second string, and they're nowhere near as good.
Yeah, 100%. And being able to hit free throws consistently like Hobbs has been able to do this season as well. And as I say that, she misses it.
Yeah.
Good hustle for the rebound, though. Mojica cross court to Vasquez. Vasquez with a nice up and under. Doesn't get the foul, but Dave with the rebound, and she gets fouled again.
Yep, so there it is again. And every time you do that, that's one person that's got, one more foul on them, one more tick in the book, and they eventually have to sit down. We're seeing the subs now. I mean, as far as the posts are concerned, Hattie Harrison's on the bench.
Yeah, David stretching that back as she gets to the free throw line. Got 6 rebounds in the game. 12 points, misses the first of 2. Definitely battling down low.
Yeah, absolutely. Very physical game down there, too.
Second free throw is up, and it's long. Rebound by Beltran from Artesia. Hobbs still applying a little bit of pressure, not the full court pressure. Mojica gets her hands on the ball. That's going to be a tie-out.
Just when you said we're not applying pressure, she gets a jump ball for you.
Looks like Cunningham's going to check in for David. David, some tough minutes out there with that hurt back. Played really well.
5:48 left in the game. 58-31. Lady Eagles up on Artesia.
Mojica applying pressure in the backcourt on Velo. And they're going to get it for a double dribble. That may be because of Mojica's pressure defense.
Yeah, Mojica was all over Jimenez on that one, and she was trying to do a stop and start and ended up losing the ball.
That's right. That was Jimenez, not Velo. Velo is number 11.
On that one, Mojica looking here in the corner for Muniz and just trying to throw it through Artesia's hands. I mean, maybe a bounce pass there would have been better.
Ball fake and bounce pass.
I'm a big fan of bounce passes.
Fundamental basketball, me too. A bunch of these girls in the court right now for Hobbs. Kendall Cunningham, Brett Clay, Nakai Mojica, Kaysla Muniz. They all have really good AAU basketball teams that they play for.
Yeah.
Want to give a shout-out to Coach Lee Williams with El Paso Fusion, Parker Bollinger with Cypher Elite out of Lubbock.
And Coach Lee Williams, you don't happen to know what high school he went to, do you?
I don't.
I'm an El Paso guy, and I went to a school with a Lee Williams. So,
yeah, he coaches Brent Hargrove and Jayla David on a 17U team called El Paso Fusion, and some of our younger girls here in Hobbs will be playing for his 15U team.
I'm gonna have to check in on that one. So have quite a few basketball connections in El Paso.
Nakai Mojica with the busy hands almost gets the steal against Jimenez. Teacher managed to get it down to Whitmire, and Whitmire puts it up for the 2. Hobbs come back the other way. 59-33, Lady Eagles lead. Full control of this game, but it took them a while to get in control. Good ball movement. Back to Muniz. Mojica, top of the key. Down to Vasquez. Vasquez to Cunningham, and got a foul on the floor.
And I think Whitmire's frustrated about that call. She's trying to get the ball there, and that's 5 for her. She's done.
Kind of a ticky-tack foul, too, Let him play a little bit.
And she knew it. She knew it when she had it. That's why she started kind of walking towards the bench there. And I tell you what, she played spirited defense today. I mean, you got to give it to Whitmire. She did leave it on the court.
Oh, most definitely. Her dad, Josh Whitmire, former quarterback for Artesia Bulldogs back in the day. I'm from Artesia, so I know all these people.
There you go. You got your connections.
Yep. Good crowd showing up for the boys game. Artesia boys, one of the top teams in Class 4A. Just don't want to talk too much about the boys game, but it should be a good game after we finish the conclusion of this girls game. Jimenez coming the other way for Artesia. No, I'm sorry, that was Velo. Gives it to Beltran. Beltran to her sister, Coda Beltran.
They've really extended out the zone and the pressure now, and it's really changed the game.
Yeah, Muniz with the steal, looking up ahead. Nice look off with the left hand. Case of Muniz.
Nice.
Looking like Pistol Pete Maravich out there.
Yeah, I love that finger roll thing. Now she gets a steal on the inbounds.
Kendall Cunningham for 3. A little long. Vasquez with the rebound, kicks it out to Muniz. Back to Cunningham. Dribble in. Oh, nice strong move up and under. Good finish by Kendall.
Yeah, great job there by Cunningham.
All right, Hobbs pulling away here, up by 30 in the fourth quarter, 63-33. Mojica with the pressure on Velo. Drives down, kicks it out to Beltran. Brett Clay guarding Beltran. Beltran with 21 points tonight for Artesia leading the way. Leading score in the game.
I believe Hargrove's right behind her.
Yep.
She's not currently on the floor.
Back cut, good pass. Looks like a foul by Desiree Vasquez.
Yeah, not much you could do there. They had the lane and went for that reverse layup, and about all you can do really is slap that arm.
Hargrove getting set to check back into the game. Who was that going to the line, Bryan? Is that Kimber Beltran? Is that 23?
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
This is a 5'5" junior.
First shot's up and good. Hargrove's going to check in for Muniz. It looks like number 20 for Artesia, Kaylee Padilla, is checking in for her first action of the night.
Hargrove has 19, so one shot and she can tie Beltran for the tie for the game lead.
Yeah, hot shooting night for Hargrove tonight. Numerous steals as well.
Very efficient. She didn't take very many shots to get to that 19.
Yep. Hobbs coming back the other way. Hargrove top of the key. Another Euro step. Nobody going to stop the. There you go. There's 21 points. I don't know about Artesia's game plan on defense here.
Yeah.
Back the other way. Mojica guarding Velo, and Hargrove up, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Hargrove.
And they're kind of pointing at the floor and talking to each other. I think they kind of got off their defensive ship there.
Yeah, we got 2:43 left here in the fourth quarter. Lady Eagles lead 65-35. Next week, first district game Tuesday night in Roswell We got Roswell's probably one of the weaker teams in the district.
Yeah.
We got Clovis is up this year. Carlsbad, always a tough challenge for Hobbs this year.
All three teams have winning records, but Roswell's the only one that's kind of middle of the road on their record. The other two, very similar records to our own.
Yeah, and I believe that Artesia has beaten Roswell this year. Yeah, Artesia beat Roswell 46-27 last week.
I think she took that 3 from Tatum.
Yeah, that was a little far away, a little short. Hargrove coming back the other way. Nice no-look pass to Cunningham. He swings it out to Clay. Back to Bryn.
It looks like we're going to get into a little stall action ourselves, practice passing it around.
Yeah, definitely go through your offense. No reason to try to force shots up or try to score quick with this big lead.
Well, you know, you need to practice being able to run the clock out. I think that's an important thing to teach kids. You don't want to ever have a 4-point lead and not be able to run it out.
100%. It's a lost art. Nakaya tried to thread the needle there. Pass is stolen by Artesia. Come back the other way, and that's going to be a foul on Vasquez on a 3-point attempt from Beltran.
You never want to foul on a 3-pointer, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's in a closer game that would have been a detrimental foul.
Unless Shaq was taking the 3, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Watched a documentary the other day on Hack-a-Shaq.
You know, Shaq's hand compared to a normal-sized basketball is like mine of your hand compared to a mini basketball. I remember watching the video of
compared to Shaq, we're many people.
Yeah. Well, Rick Barry tried for the longest time to teach Shaq how to shoot free throws underhand.
Yeah.
And he would never do it.
Yeah.
Tiana Richardson checking in for her first action for the Lady Eagles. 65-37, 140 left here in the fourth quarter. Hobbs is trying to waste some clock, get this game over with. El Mojica puts a 3 up. It's a little long.
Yep.
Rebound out of bounds.
Just when you say they're trying to get it over with, they jack up a 3.
Yeah, I mean.
I think they're still running the offense. They're just being more patient.
Brent Hargrove leading the way with 21 points for the Eagles. Mojica with 14. Kendall Cunningham with 11. Shot off by Hargrove. Richardson tries to grab the board off her hands. Ball goes back to Artesia. But don't forget to stay at the conclusion of our game. We'll name our IHOP player of the game. And we got a little present for him brought to you by one of our new sponsors.
It looks like we're having a little bit of a streaming issue right now.
Uh-oh.
Both cameras just stopped.
Uh-oh. We have good battery?
It's not the battery.
Oh.
It's nothing streaming. Apologize if you are able to hear us on the stream. See a red dot. Looks like we lost our internet. Check our internet down there.
Oh, 45 seconds. We may not have internet, maybe internet connection.
Check our internet all the way down, Branson.
We got 65-37 Lady Eagles lead, 45 seconds left. So we may have a connectivity issue here. But if you can hear us, we apologize for the video not going out. Good pass from Mojica down to Cunningham for 2, 67-37. Eagles lead, last 20 seconds of the game.
It's not the internet.
15 seconds left, winding down the game here. Shot put up by number 20 for Artesia, Kaylee Padilla. Mojica with the rebound, coming back the other way. And that's going to do it. Hargrove winds the clock down. Hobbs is going to win this game 67-37. I don't know if you can hear us or not. We have frozen video. We will get this rectified, but 67-37 Lady Eagles win the game against Artesia. Stay tuned for our IHOP player of the game.
It would have to be both of them. It's not that, Ransom, because even the facing camera headsets down. Welcome back there. A little bit of a camera issue. All of our cameras froze at once there and had a little bit of an internet spike. And I tell you what, I am thankful for CAI from Hobbs Schools. We're using that internet. It's been really solid and stable. And so not sure what happened in that moment, but for just a brief moment, it kind of stopped on us and really had about half our broadcast. So still working out the kinks, but appreciate all of you being here. And I'll tell you what, Hobbs Lady Eagles coming away with a big win there, Lance.
Yeah, big win, a good win before we start district play next week against an Artesia team that we thought was going to take it more inside, but was really beating us from the outside. We have our IHOP player of the game coming up, and it's going to be Bryn Hargrove. We saw a while ago the band was singing happy birthday to her, so it may be her birthday as well.
Yeah, I think it may be Bryn Hargrove's birthday. It was nice. You know, the band really adds so much to this, the things that they do and everything else. So. But, yeah, Brent Hargrove will be our IHOP player of the game. We'll have her on briefly, and we'll also have either Coach Size or Coach Carpenter up here as well for their post-game interview. But we'll be back in about 2 minutes here. We're going to throw it back to our sponsor page, and we'll be back in a couple minutes here with our IHOP player of the game, Brent Hargrove.
I'm just going to get right here on my knee. All right, there we go. Scoot that way a little bit. All right, I'm here with our player of the game, Bryn Hargrove. Bryn, is it your birthday?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah? Do we have your audio good here? Do we have Bryn's audio good, Branson?
Yep. Bring it a little closer so they can hear you good. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
So I believe you finished with 21 points, Bryn. Last game against Las Cruces, you were more of a facilitator, giving the ball to open players. How did the game go tonight where you're hitting so many shots?
Well, first quarter, it didn't go as I planned, but the more the team started motivating me, I started hitting my shots, got into my rhythm, and we just went up from there.
There you go. Now I can hear you good.
There you go.
So are you 15 or 16 today?
I'm 16.
So how did it feel to come out and play that kind of game on your birthday?
It felt amazing. I just didn't want to play bad on my birthday, so I had to come out and do what I usually do.
Well, Bryn Hargrove's our IHOP player of the game. Mention her name when you go to IHOP and get 10% off your meal. And now Brian's got a little gift for her here from one of our new sponsors. Go ahead, Brian.
Thank you.
And this is from Bear Factory and Friends. And for your player of the game, they've given you a Bear Factory Hobbs. This is like the first one made. And it's for you, Bryn, for being player of the game. Congratulations. Bear
Thank
Factory
you.
and Friends, one of our great sponsors here. And let's show them that eagle there. Isn't that awesome? So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bryan. We're going to get over here and get Coach Carp and get Coach Sison here, and we'll pass the headsets and have Bryan do the interview. Thank you again, Bryn.
And of course, we've got the man, Coach Carpenter, here. And Coach Carpenter started off a little bit slow. The Artesia come out and spread the ball a little bit. Had come out with a matchup zone at first, and then kind of changed things up a little bit. Took a little bit to get going.
Yeah, they we've been off for 10 days, so we're a little rusty right now. But once we got in the groove, we started seeing things and getting up to game speed. But yeah, they like to run that 1-3-1 matchup, and it gave us fits early on. Our posts were just stuck to the bottom too much, and we needed to get them away from the basket.
Yeah, and it seems like once you made adjustments and they kind of found their rhythm, everything else, midway through that second quarter, it just kind of started to roll.
Yeah, 20 points in the second, 21 in the third, and obviously 15 there in the fourth. So, well, yeah, after that first period, I felt like we were able to get what we wanted, and they started seeing what we needed to do to get easy shots.
Yeah, I really love the shooting, the efficiency from Brent Hargrove, and we didn't take a whole lot of threes as a team, but we made a whole lot of threes. I mean, they were very efficient from the outside today.
Yeah, we had 5 threes today. Her and Nikaya had 3 and 2, and as long as we can continue to get more people involved in different scores and different things. We had 4 in double figures. I think we'll be a tough beat.
And there's one thing Lance and I talked about in pregame is you never know who our leading scorer is going to be, and I think that's a sign of a good team because they don't know how you guard you either.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, we don't know on any given day. It could be, Kendall or Jayla, or it could be Brennan or Brad or Nikaya. You just don't know.
We also talked about Jayla David battling down low. It's Artesia was very physical under the basket, and David took probably going to go home with a lot of bumps and bruises today, but she took it like a champ and she battled down there.
Yeah, she did. She hurt her back the last game, and then now she's bouncing back this game, and then all of a sudden she tweaked it there again. It's kind of a little frustrating. We're getting hit hard by the injury bug.
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
now.
Of course, Armitage being out for multiple weeks with the ankle injury as well, and trying to get healthy here.
Yeah, we got her out, and then the obvious. I mean, we got Wisdom out, and we got Cotto out. I mean, those are 2 really good players, and so we've just been bit by the injury bug all year.
And what I love talking about, like the next player up kind of theory, and it seems like the people that you have or you're plugging in are doing a great job.
Yeah, the 8th grader is starting to mature a little bit, and then Alana Bolton started coming on, and then she got hurt there, and I was kind of wanting to see her improvement, and it's hard to gauge, and then she's right when she gets rolling, and she gets hurt,
Yeah.
and it's just horrible for her.
Coach Sy is chuckling over there, and I was really impressed, Coach, with Bolton's aggressiveness tonight. She looked like she wanted to battle. She made a nice little bounce pass on a back door, and I really saw a couple things from her I really hadn't seen, from her, and it was nice to watch those things.
Yeah, Coach Sy's been working with her big time, and I've been having her with the post, and we've been trying to improve her skill as well as everyone else's, and she's taken to coaching. So when you listen and you'll take coaching, then maybe your game will get a little bit bigger and better.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have some of those kids that they become technicians that do it exactly the way the coach says and exactly when they say it. Is she one of those types?
Yeah, she's a robot. We need to get her out of robot. but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and you got to have a few of those. Sometimes you need those robots as well as you need the creative ones. And talking about the creative ones, Mojica tonight saw some great passing that where she just sees things in the game, and all of a sudden she just goes for it, and kind of like you saw some of the great passing from people like Isaiah Thomas in the past and stuff. that kind of player. She just sees what's happening on the court and tries to make something happen.
You know, she's really improved her vision. Now we got to improve the passing and the decision making to go with the vision. She did have some turnovers tonight that I was frustrated with, but it wasn't lack of effort, and she was trying to make plays for her team, and so I know it's in her heart. She was trying to do the best thing she could, and you know, she's been solid. She's been solid. I have no complaints.
Yeah, that's one thing I can't say that I've ever seen from a Coach Carpenter team is somebody who's not given a lack of effort.
Well, you just never know. We try to get the most out of our kids, and definitely.
Yeah. So we're entering district play now. We got Roswell to start. What do you know about this Roswell squad?
Artesia beat them by 10 or 12, so they're going to be very similar to Artesia, and obviously we got off to a slow start tonight. So if we open up district on a slow start in a game, we could be in a dogfight. So we're going to have to get our kids ready to go. Be ready to play on the road because I know Roswell's going to be ready for us.
I know you don't want to look past the team that's next, but you do have Carlsbad and Clovis, both with pretty decent records.
Yeah, 16-2 or 17-2 and 15-3. I mean, we're the underdogs in those games, I believe. So hopefully we can find a way to stay in a ball game and maybe eke out a win.
Yep, there you go. Well, Coach Carpenter, in his own words, are kind of lighting up what we're going to see for district. But stick with us. We're going to be broadcasting on the road in Roswell next week and covering these ladies' lives. Definitely deserve it. A great team, #1 in the state of New Mexico, and they played like it really in the second half tonight. They showed what they were made of.
Are you now the voice of the Hobbs Lady Eagles? Is that what you are?
Hey, we're just happy to be here with the girls. You know, we get to go along for the ride here. Coach Carpenter kind of put me on the spot with it, but we have used that moniker a couple of times tonight. But I tell you what, we enjoy watching these kids, and it's nice to be able to go along with the ride and be able to see their march to state this year.
Well, I know you guys don't make a ton of money. I mean, if you make gas money to get to Roswell and back, that would be a miracle. But I just want to tell you, I appreciate the coverage. The kids do. We just hadn't had a road game hardly at all on the air or anything, and so we're just so thankful that you guys are doing it.
We're glad to do it. And hey, you know, in Roswell, it means I get to sneak away for some Red Lobster on that trip, right? That'll be my payment.
There you go.
Thanks, Coach Carpenter. Appreciate you interviewing tonight. I'm going to bring Lance back on and wrap up the show, but congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And so Hobbs Lady Eagles picking up another W tonight, and tell you, Coach Carpenter's really excited about district play, it seems, and you know, Lance, I really like what we see with the competition in district. I think it's going to be a fun run.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Mike said, "Hey, right, Mike." Everybody good? Okay, there we go. No, a good win by Hobbs, and it's a good matchup to have before we go to district. Get those in-between games right there. But, you know, it was kind of slow going in the first half. Hobbs struggled to get stuff going on offense, giving up some open threes. But like they've done all season, they made adjustments.
Yeah, and they did. And Coach said it, once they adjusted that matchup zone and got to the right spots, they looked pretty good. And he said they were a little sluggish coming 10 days off and everything else. So big win for the Lady Eagles tonight. The boys are going to be underway shortly. They got 6:44 on the clock, and so we're going to go ahead and end the broadcast so we can sit here and watch a little bit of boys basketball too. I know you got a trip on the road here, but we'll go ahead and thank our sponsors tonight. You know, go ahead and let you talk about our sponsors this evening.
Yeah, you know, we can't do this without the people that take care of us, that make this possible. Bryan and I are doing this for the kids and for the kids only, and these businesses have made this possible for us to do this. So this broadcast is brought to you by K&O Services of Hobbs, IHOP of Hobbs, E-Tech Environmental and Safety Solutions.
And we've also got Bear Factory and Friends, Q Systems. They were wonderful, helped us out with setting up our equipment and the things that we have, you know, how we're organizing ourselves for the trip. Cornerstone Photography, all of these beautiful, beautiful pictures that you're seeing, like what we're showing on the screen now. Cornerstone Photography has provided the photos for those, and Kara Coltrane's been adding a few things to the photos to make them game ready. So very thankful for that as well. But just wonderful
Yep.
Wonderful sponsors, and if y'all want to help us keep going, we're still looking for more sponsors so that we can keep broadcasting and keep improving. And we learned a lot tonight.
Yeah.
We had problems with transitioning the cameras early. I think we kind of worked out the system in the second half, and it looked much better. We hope that you're happy with that, the second half, and we are perfectionists, and we do want to get it right for you for sure, because we're mad at ourselves when we mess up, just like you're frustrated because you can't see it, because we want to provide you the best product we can. And I have to point out that my urge to yell "sit down, coach" just kicked in, because I just saw Coach Zumwalt from Carlsbad.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Just to enter the gym, and every ounce of me wants to yell "sit down, coach," just to welcome him.
We got to give a thank you again to Robbie Reynolds, who provided us the second camera. He's provided both cameras for us to make this broadcast, so thank you, Robbie.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's beautiful to be able to zoom in. I know scoreboard was a little small. Last week it was too big. This week it was too small. I tried to adjust it to the middle, and then I moved it off. So but we want your feedback, and feel free to reach out to us at hobbsportslive@gmail.com and send us things that you would like to see, improvements that you'd make, and if there's things you're happy with, let us know too, so that we can keep those things, because we want to make sure that we're getting better in providing the product that you want, because this is all about you, and it's not really about us, even though we are two guys that have egos. We're doing this for the kids, so we want it to be about them, not us.
Follow our YouTube page, Hobbs Sports Live. If you can't find it, just click on one of the game links.
Yeah.
We've provided on Facebook, and go and follow our page.
And then please subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the more options we have in YouTube to do things. And so they give us more options as we get more subscribers and more views. So please, that's why when you watch videos on YouTube and they're begging at the end of the video for you to subscribe, that's why, because they get a lot more tools and things that they can do provided by YouTube when you do that.
Yes, sir.
So for Lance Crenshaw, this is Bryan Coltrane, Branson Coltrane running our production studio tonight, and my wife Brenna Coltrane, she's helping
Coltrane
us out
family.
as a gopher.
Family.
Everybody's kind of contributed and thrown a little bit in the hat. And Kara Coltrane doing all of our visuals and stuff. So I appreciate all of them and all the ones you thanked as well. So
Thank you, guys.
good night, guys. You have yourselves a wonderful evening. We'll see you next Tuesday.